Hello, so this is Claudia from handmade.ds, and in this video I want to talk to you about 10 things I hired, so 10 tasks I delegated in my business for less than $10 per hour. And hopefully this video will open your eyes to see that you can start hiring and delegating and getting help on your business even if you think you are not yet ready. So for years I just keep saying I don't earn enough, I cannot pay anyone else, I barely have for myself to live. So this mindset, I realize now, that was stopping me from really growing up. I didn't want to pay a lot to the people I was hiring, but I couldn't. And actually, there is many people who likes to do small tasks for many business owners and get at the end of the month a very good payment. So it's not that you have to pay one person and this person will have to live from what you pay. It's just they like freelancing and getting paid by multiple people at the same time. So if you have this in mind, you hopefully will find ways you can start delegating tasks. And I'm not even talking about having a regular basis payment with somebody. You can hire them for a specific thing, and then you can forget about hiring somebody or anybody for the following month. So it's just depending on what you need. But usually what happens to us is we want to do too many things, we don't have time to do them all, and we can't do them by ourselves. Sometimes it's even things we don't even know how to do, or we need to learn a lot in order to do them. So my goal with this video is to show you it's possible to grow your business with a really small budget, not offending anybody, because people are grateful for you to give them this type of small tasks or small jobs. And yeah, basically I'm gonna show you the 10 different things I delegated for less than $10 per hour. So let's get started. Number one was, I have a wedding business besides this handmade.ds business, which is called Lovers Love Loving, and there I design custom wedding stationery. So I think it was 3 years ago, so a long time ago, I started contacting wedding planners and introducing myself, basically. What I was doing, so like the task was to find wedding planners. I had like an Excel tracker and I was taking notes there. And then I would send them an email and I would start chatting with them and see if they wanted to work with me. It was basically like cold calls, but by email. So I was doing that and it was working pretty well, but I was realizing I did not have time enough to do it, or sometimes I even was lazy to do it. So I was prioritizing other things, and this was key to my growth in the business. So, it's that type of things that they are going to help you grow, but you are not doing them because whatever, but you are not doing them. So at the end, I decided I'm going to hire somebody and I'm going to pay them $10 an hour to do this. So I found the perfect girl. She was not even in the marketing business. She was not even in the design business. I think she's studying odontology. I think it's how you call it in English, but it's how we call it in Spanish. And it's to be a dentist. So nothing to do with weddings, nothing to do with marketing, nothing to do with design, but I found her. She was motivated about my type of business, and I taught her the steps she needed to do, and she did it pretty well. So I worked with her for a long time. I'm not working right now because with the COVID we needed to stop, but yeah, I'm very happy with how it went. So the second thing I hired, or I delegated, because it's almost all the examples I'm going to teach you or I'm going to share with you right now are things that I delegated more than hiring, but you will see some hiring too. So the second thing was to design the promotional images for my clipboard and my patterns and my digital products, basically. So I had the system, I had a template, made by myself, and I knew exactly the steps. I even had some things automated. And again, I just searched for somebody and I found the right person. I hired her again. It's always women. Yeah, it's who I connect more with. But yeah, I hired her, and she did it for me. And this, like, it was such a relief, because although it's easy for me because I'm a graphic designer, and it's easy for me to use Photoshop and do those type of things, it was so repetitive and time consuming, and I wanted to paint, not do all that extra things. So getting help in that allowed me to get more time to paint and create more products. So you see, the pattern is I pay somebody to do the things that it's like making me go slower. That way I can go faster, I can create more, and then I can get more sales. Because at the end of the day, the more products you have, the more sales you do. This is something I teach on the Beginner's Guide to Passive Income. It's my course about introducing you to this digital product world. And yeah, basically you need to create lots of products. So if you are focusing your energy or your time into the creativity, or if you have other clients or a job that it's bringing you the money, I totally understand you can't prioritize all the steps that it takes to create the digital products. But this is a simple solution. You can pay this amount of money to somebody and they can create multiple promotional images for you, and then all you need to do is upload them to the marketplaces where you want to sell. So that was the second thing I hired, or I delegated. The third one was actually, and I think, well, it wasn't the same person, but then she ended up, so then this third person ended up doing also the second task, which was the promo images. But what I found her for, or what I was looking her for, was to create actually the clip art. So again, it's something I created a system, and I knew how I wanted to turn my watercolor scans into transparent images that I could sell. And I even have tutorials here on YouTube, so it's not like it's not something I'm keeping for myself. So it was pretty easy to find somebody who understood my system, who in this case she was expert at least using Photoshop, so I needed somebody who had this expertise. And I'm so happy with her. It's Tracy, and if you join my course about how to hire for help, or how to delegate, in which I teach how I find those people, how to interview them, and how to work with them, and how to make it super fluid and actually get the results you want, I will talk more about her there. So basically what she was doing was this: taking my scans, I would send her my scans, and I talked in the past, but we are still doing it. So I sent her my scans, and she just go into Photoshop and follows my steps and turn them into a clean image I can sell. And then she creates the promotional images too. So all I need to do is paint and like the creativity, get the ideas, paint them, scan them, and then I send it to her, and she continues from there. Sorry about the noise, there are cars passing through my street. Okay, so the fourth thing I delegated, it was uploading my products to new marketplaces. So again, if you join the Beginner's Guide to Passive Income, you will learn that I recommend to sell as many products as possible in as many platforms as possible. So I started in Creative Market and Etsy, and then I discovered and I was invited to other platforms to sell. So it is time consuming to upload the products into a new platform, to like type the titles, the description, upload all the files that people will need to download. So all of that things, it takes time, and it's worth it, because it's worth it to try new platforms and to have your products everywhere. But again, I had clients, I had other projects, I had to teach, so I couldn't do it all. And I thought, hey, let's hire somebody, and I just tell them, do this, this, and this. I will give them the files. And even in this case, that person, no, not this person, the next one, I gave her the opportunity, like I gave her the license to use my paintings for her own work, like in a personal license. So this is something you can also think. If you feel like you're not paying them enough, you can find other ways you can make the job more attractive. So yeah, that's what I hired for. Then, okay, another thing, so I think we are in the fifth. This thing was, I I knew my Instagram was super important. I know Instagram, it's where most of my clients are, especially for weddings, well, and artists too. So, but I don't know, with the years, I've become less motivated. I don't know what to post, or I don't like to even hang out on Instagram. So, I was at that point of not posting, but having this feeling bad because I knew I had to post. So I decided to create some posts for stories. It was actually for my wedding business, and what I did was taking all the weddings I did and selecting the best images and creating kind of collections. And I designed them super pretty on with Sketch. It's a design tool that I use, and I exported the images and I hired somebody to post them regularly. So I would say to that person, please post this collection on this week, and then this collection on this other week. And we simply share the files on Drive, and she would go and post it and tag the people who she needed to tag. And I could forget about Instagram for a while. I just needed to create the graphics because I want to. But if you are not a graphic designer like me, or if you want to find somebody who can do it for you, there's multiple people who does it. So it's a simple thing to delegate, and there's lots of people who can do it. You don't even need to have an expert for Instagram stories if you are giving them the content. It's like almost everybody knows how to post on stories. Okay, so another thing, so we're going on the sixth thing I delegated, was to create mock-ups of like using my designs. They would create mock-ups showing how they look on a t-shirt or on a notebook, etc., etc. Again, it's very easy, it's very similar to the promotional images, so that's something I hired for too. The seventh, it's the same person, it's Tracy. So I told her, hey, I'm thinking on turning some of my designs from weddings into digital products so people can purchase, download, and edit their names. And I knew there was a tool called Corgil that you can connect to Etsy, and then people buys, goes to Corgil, they edit, they can print. So it's a tool that helps you with the process of selling these digital products, but I did not have the time nor the energy or motivation to learn all the details about it. So I paid her for some hours to dedicate to Cordial and see how she could do it. So this is something I delegated to because I trust her a lot, and I like to, brainstorm with her and say, hey, let's try this, and then we will decide if it works or not. For now, I've stopped it. I think like my side, it's taking me too long to like look for all the files I will need to create those digital products for weddings, so I have stopped it for now. But it went really well to delegate this just to somebody else to go and see how they could create this on Cordial for me. Okay, the eighth. Yes, the eighth. I hired somebody just to turn my clipart kits, which include 10 to 15 paintings, like illustrations, into smaller kits. So I would tell that person, just take all these illustrations and turn them into a 4 kit. And she would do it for me, and that way I could, like have 2 products for each painting. This is the person who I gave the license to use my paintings, so she was pretty happy and grateful for that. And it was a one-time job because I had like, let's say, 30 or 40 kids. I gave it to her, she did it, and that's all. The ninth thing that I hired for was help with Pinterest. I have taken courses about Pinterest. I know how to grow on Pinterest. It just, I don't have the time to do it all. So I found somebody who, by $10 a month, she would pin every day a little bit for you. And this person, also, I'm talking about her on the course about hiring people. She's Pauline, and she's great, and she's super expert on Pinterest and SEO and all of that. So I'm very, very happy with her, with what she's doing, and that way my Pinterest has a little bit of activity, and she just goes to my stores, to my blog, to all my content and pins to Pinterest. And finally, the 10th thing I've hired for less than $10 an hour. I'm not sure in this case it's for less than $10 an hour, but it's super worth it to me because I have been researching other people to do it for me. And this is like the best solution. She's expert, she is doing it super well, the communication was super easy, and I paid for it. What I hired her for, it's Pauline again, was to write 3 blog posts for me with great SEO using my content. So she would go into my videos, she would found my courses and my freebies and all those things. So she would go through all of that and create new content for me. And although I like writing and sometimes I'm good at it, it's not like my best talent. So I feel much better now that somebody is doing it for me. And she's basically saying what I say here, but with better words and with better writing and with better SEO. So I hired her for 3 blog posts, and I don't know how long it took to her, but I think it's around $10 per hour. So yeah, I'm super happy with that, and all the things I shared with you are things that you can implement into your business and hopefully will open your eyes and see that you can hire and get help for many things for just a basic rate, and you don't need to pay them this every week or every day. It can be a one-time job, and maybe in 2 hours they get so much done and you can forget about this for months. So I encourage you to start delegating. It's one of the best things to do for growing. And if you want to learn more how to find the right person, how to communicate with them, how to make it successful, because obviously I've had also bad experience or not so great experiences with delegating. If you want to learn all that details, just join my class. You will have the link down here, and let me know in the comments which one of the things I delegated was the one that inspired you the most. If you have ever delegated, if you have had good or bad experiences, I love hearing about you. I love chatting with you on the comments, receiving your likes. It's always really helpful because that way other people can see my videos. And if you are interested in more, just click the link to subscribe, and I'll see you around.